Take two. So, like I was saying, my name is Beth Oppenheimer, and I am running for the Boise School Board. And I feel like I can bring a unique voice and a unique value to our current school board. I am a parent of 2 children in the district, and our children have been going to Boise Public Schools since the 1st grade. So we have been engaged as parents and as volunteers as well in the Boise School District for 8 years, and we have about 9 more to go. So I think out of all of the trustees on the board, I can bring that unique voice and value from that parent perspective. We always talk about parent engagement and how do we do that. Having somebody that's on the board of trustees that knows the day-to-day interactions with the teachers and the schools and what's happening, I think is really important. And we have, like I said, we've been volunteers for the school, for our school, Liberty, for a very long time, and all the way from, PTA members, and my husband was the PTA president for a couple of years, and that was back in the days that we had a lot of cuts in our library funding back in 2008, and I think it was a $5,000 library cut. And so we had to come up with unique ways in our school to raise funds so that our library had funding to buy new books and replace books. And Liberty Elementary is a little bit different than some of the other schools. It's about, I would say, 50% free and reduced lunch. So it's not like a Riverside or a Longfellow where we have the parents that can maybe just write a check. So we had to be very creative in what we did there. And we created a program called the Readathon, which was similar to a walkathon that not only engaged children in reading during spring break, but also helped us raise some funds to fund the library. And I was very engaged in writing grants for the school and whatnot. We open enroll to Liberty. Our normal school is Riverside, but we chose to open enroll to Liberty because of the Montessori program. And so that's pretty fun. The other reason that I want to do this is because I'm very engaged in education issues, both at the local and the state level, and also at the national level, to some regards. My professional world, I'm the executive director for the Idaho Association for the Education of Young Children, and most of my focus over the last 6 years has been around early childhood education. That is not the reason that I want to be on this board. I think that it's certainly important, but in my professional world, I have to have a very good understanding of education as a continuum, from literally cradle to career. I can't be successful in my job if I don't know what's happening in the K through 12 and even the higher ed. So I'm very engaged in education. I'm very knowledgeable about what's happening in the state with our legislature and our school districts from that standpoint. So I think that I can bring that value as well. I sit on a lot of committees and a lot of different boards and organizations that are engaged in education, the Treasure Valley Education Partnership. I've been engaged with that since day one. I sit on the Y board, I'm the chair of the United Way Education Vision Council, so I really do have a good sense of education and our strengths and challenges both at the local and the state
Thanks.
state level.